Today on Engineering Newswire, we're saving birds with bladeless wind turbines, smashing bugs in the Bayou, and floating on the world's largest gigayacht. Pictures were just released of the world's newest gigayacht. It will also be the world's largest, featuring 9 decks and 2 helipads. Named the Double Century, it will sit 88 feet above the water and will be 656 feet long, twice the length of a football field. The gigayacht was designed by Christopher Seymour and will cost $770 million. According to Seymour, Double Century was created to be the next step in the evolution of gigayachts. I would say so. He adds, "I want the concept to be something magnificent, respected and admired for what the vessel is, not because of who owns, built, or designed her, but for her own merits." Currently, the world's largest yacht in the water is the Azam, which is owned by the President of the United Arab Emirates. This gigayacht has a 94,000 horsepower engine and can reach speeds of more than 35 miles per hour. But the Double Century will beat the Azam in length, surpassing her by 130 feet and stealing the title of the world's largest gigayacht. However, once built, the Double Century may not hold the world record for that long. The Triple Deuce gigayacht is expected to be completed by 2018 and will measure 728 feet in length.
Spanish startup Vortex Bladeless has developed tube-like wind turbines without any spinning blades. They kind of look like giant Gulf teas, and they won't kill the birds. The company's been developing the technology over the past few years and even built its own wind tunnel to prove just how successful this technology could be. Instead of capturing energy through the rotational motion of a wind turbine, the Vortex uses vorticity, or an aerodynamic effect that occurs when the wind breaks against a solid structure. The structure then starts to oscillate and captures the energy that is produced. Vortex was designed with no parts in contact, and since it oscillates at a frequency that doesn't produce audible noise, nearby neighbors won't lose any beauty sleep. Vortex claims that its design could reduce manufacturing costs by 53%, cut maintenance costs by 80%, and would be a 40% reduction in the carbon footprint and generation costs compared to conventional wind turbines with blades. The company is close to launching the commercial pilot for its first product, the 10-foot, 100-watt Vortex Atlantis, and they've recently started a crowdfunding campaign on Indiegogo to help them get there. Although they've produced a few smaller working prototypes, the company eventually hopes to build its full-size 490-foot turbine capable of 1 megawatt of power by 2018.
Engineers from 2 elite organizations spent 2 weeks in Shreveport, Louisiana, studying, of all things, bug guts. Bug guts. Being accustomed to the Midwest summer, I'm familiar with catching the occasional thorax splatter in my sightline. But never before have I considered the negative ramifications that insect guts have on drag and fuel consumption. Lucky for me, NASA and Boeing are on the case. I mean, let's think big picture. The aircraft of the future. What do you see? What do you see? Non-stick coatings? I guess. NASA and Boeing engineers tested non-stick coatings designed to shed insect residue and help reduce aircraft fuel consumption. I know, I'm smiling because it just sounds ridiculous. Most insects fly relatively close to the ground. So to test the coatings, Boeing's Eco Demonstrator 757 flew in and out of the Shreveport Regional Airport. The city was chosen because of its significant bug population. Ew! One coating showed particular promise, but there's still a lot of research that has to be done. Before they could develop non-stick coatings, researchers studied bug chemistry. What happens when an insect hits a surface at a high velocity? The blood actually undergoes chemical changes that make it stickier. It's a survival mechanism. Huh! Perhaps they should have evolved some sort of way to sense high velocity mass barreling into their flight paths. Just thought, evolution, bugs. Well, let me know if you need an intern. I spent the better part of my childhood working on similar tests. was a weird kid.
Do you have store ideas? Comment below and we'll cover them in an upcoming episode. For the PD&D channel, I'm Melissa Fossbender, and this has been your Engineering Newswire.